This is a monument to misinformation and false history. There's a lesson here for anybody who studies history now or genealogy, and I'd like to share the story with you. So we are located about 10 miles west of Boston, kind of in the middle reaches of the Charles River. You can kind of see the water through the trees there. And this tower was erected in the 1800s by a rich inventor named Eben Horsford. Dr. Horsford, he invented some chemical process that made him a lot of money, and then he started doing some amateur historical research. He took it upon himself to look into some old maps and some unusual associations on the old maps between local Native American names and text that was found on maps that supposedly came from the Viking times. He determined that the Vikings had actually erected a city here and around the Boston area, and he created this monument which lays out some of his historical research. It says at the bottom here that the Charles, discovered by Leif Erikson 1000 AD, explored by Thorwald Leif's brother in 1003 AD, colonized by Thorfinn Karlsson 1007 AD, first bishop Erik Knupson, and then industries for 300 years included fish, furs, agriculture. Last Norse ship returned to Iceland in 1347. There is no evidence that any of this happened or Vikings were here. There is evidence much further north in Newfoundland that the Vikings did have a settlement there, a small settlement there. That's been explored, the history is well known. But there's no evidence that the Vikings came to this particular spot or conveniently kind of in areas around this inventor's house. In Cambridge, Watertown, and I think in Boston he has a similar plaque as well. So this is just fake history. It never happened. It's kind of muddies the waters for a lot of people when they come here and they don't know about this and they think, oh wow, Vikings were here. It's just not true. You can imagine how interesting and appealing the story would be of like first contact between Vikings and local Native Americans, 600 or 700 years before the known evidence for that. Now there is somebody put up a 2D barcode here. That's great. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how long this will last. The inventor who erected this monument understood very well that the monuments that last the longest are made of stone and metal. So this will probably be around for a long time. It will continue to trick people, maybe lead people down the wrong path, and also just kind of keep bad stories going about history. Now, you may be wondering, well, what's the lesson here for people who are studying history or genealogy on their own? Well, as many people who do study genealogy or history know, you have to base your conclusions upon facts as best as you can, not upon assumptions. And when we start following assumptions, like where we see some association, we see some kind of correlation, we think there might be something there, it just can lead us down the wrong path, lead us to wasted time, and lead us to coming to just the wrong conclusion. So anyways, that's my little rant about this tower. It's in a kind of a nice spot in the Charles River. There's a nice little park here, but this information on this plaque is false.